Marina Bay hosted a Grand Prix that briefly ran in the 60s and 70s, but the Garden City re-entered the calendar for good in 2008. We missed it for a couple of years, but it was great to come back to the Singapore Grand Prix. And here's our track, 4.94 kilometers long, and overtaking chances into the first corner, into turn 14 at the end of the Esplanade, and now into turn 16 in the newly reprofiled sector that we first ran on in 2023. Still though, it's punishing and tough on the brakes, and the heat and humidity will take an effect on our drivers. Let's run you through the driver grid order for today's exciting race. Lewis Hamilton lines up on pole position, and Andrea Kimi Antonelli completes the front row. Looking down the rest of the grid, we have Piastri, Norris, Max Verstappen, and Russell, Tsunoda, Leclerc, Hadjar, and Lance Stroll, Albon, Fernando Alonso, Carlos Sainz, and Lawson, Bortoletto, Doohan, Pierre Gasly, and Nico Hülkenberg. Ocon and Ollie Behrman rounds off the grid. And with lights out just moments away, it's time to go down to the track. And alongside me here today in the commentary box, Anthony Davidson. So we're getting close to the start of the race. What will this driver be experiencing? Big nerves, big excitement, what?
Always extra nerves at the start of the race, Gruffy. It's probably at the start of the race, it's where your heart rate's at its highest in anticipation. And you've got to be in the right mindset. You've got to be thinking there inside the car, what can go right? How can I be opportunistic rather than what can go wrong? And how do I protect my position? Look forward and stay positive. It's easy to say, very hard to do when you're in that position.
Okay, mate, radio check, please, radio check.
Yeah, radio is good.
Okay, you've got front wing damage, but only have a few laps left. If you can live with it, stay out. We can now use DRS. DRS now available. Look out for a bit of understeer when trailing the car ahead. They're going to be giving off dirty air, which is going to affect our tyres, so try to get past. Okay, take it easy on the car, we can't sustain this level of damage. Damage to your front wing, damage to your front wing. Suggest we box to change it. Up to speed now, let's get some heat into those tyres. Okay, final lap, let's go, final lap. All right, race over. Take care of the car on the way in.
Yeah, sorry for that.
And Lewis Hamilton takes the checker. It's been an absolutely wild weekend of Formula One action, and I can't wait to see what's next. You can hear the Australian fans roaring as they line the track here in Albert Park. Welcome to Melbourne, and the roar from the crowd can only mean one thing. It's race day. We go racing today then in the state of Victoria, where the drivers have 14 corners and 3.28 miles to navigate at an average lap speed of around 120 miles per hour. The close proximity of the barriers make accidents inevitable, and recent history shows us that a safety car is not at all out of the question. So with the race not far away from starting, here's what today's grid rundown looks like. Andrea Kimi Antonelli lines up on pole position, and Yuki Tsunoda completes the front row. Considering the rest of the grid, we have Hamilton, Leclerc, Oscar Piastri and Verstappen, Norris, Russell, Stroll and Fernando Alonso, Sainz, Hadjar, Liam Lawson and Albon, Bortoletto, Hulkenberg, Jack Doohan and Pierre Gasly. Behrman and Esteban Ocon lines up at the back of the grid. Now it's almost time for lights out, so let's go down to the track. And alongside me in the commentary box today, a man who I always look up to, which is easier said than done, Anthony Davidson. So here we are then at Albert Park. It's a street track. Well, it's not, it's a park track. People go for a nice Sunday afternoon stroll, but not this weekend.
No, you've got the leaves blowing around this time of the year, Crofty, as well. That's always playing its part. It starts off very green. By that I mean a dusty track, not giving much grip. And as the weekend goes on, the grip comes to the circuit and you feel more confident from inside the car. Yeah, it's a parkland circuit. It's a high speed. It's kind of a street track, so you've got walls around you, and that means any kind of mistake you make is severely punished, and that's always hanging over you from inside the car.
Radio check, please. Radio check.
Radio's good.
DRS now enabled. DRS enabled. Okay, this is your final lap of the race. Absolutely awesome. Just amazing, mate. Well done.
I'm not sure I should be happy for that, but I'm actually happy, so good.
He came, he saw, he conquered. It's victory for Gabriel Bortoleto.
You always look back at a race like this and think, if I'd just made that mistake there or locked up here, there would have been contact. And every one of those overtakes is a moment where you have to absolutely nail it, perfect it, and that's exactly what they're able to do today. Great stuff indeed.
What a day it's been for Formula One, and what a day it's been for these three drivers. Time for the podium celebrations. Time for our drivers to celebrate. And that top spot waits for one driver. Today, it's Gabriel Bortoleto. After an event like that, who knows what the sport has in store for us next time out? Be sure to join us once again as we continue to bring you all the excitement of Formula One.